Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It's a gorgeous morning out there. Our temperatures are running a little warmer than they were yesterday, but I'm following a couple of fronts that have really changed things for part of the weekend as we cool off.
Just a heads up, drivers. Part of I-95 is back open after a tractor trailer crashed and flipped onto its side. What we're working to learn about this crash.
And it is the busiest day of the fair. It is Hunger Relief Day, how your donation gets you free admission and also helps people affected by Helene in the western part of our state. It is a win-win today at the North Carolina State Fair. Such a good day to visit. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Chris Lovingood. Always a win-win here working at WRAL as we get to meet so many fans out the State Fair.
That was so fun.
It was so fun. Yeah. You get to see more people today. We've got Elizabeth Gardner here. You don't have to wait. You can see her right here on your screen, and she's got your weather forecast.
It's a good one, too. Boy, you know, we're going to see, it looks like just a gorgeous run of the State Fair weather every day, looking gorgeous. Right now, we're taking a look at Apex, looking so pretty, that sunshine creating some pretty color there on the buildings. It is 57 degrees, so it's a good bit warmer than it's been the last several mornings. We've seen a gradual warm up, but boy, big jump today at 60 in Southern Pines, 58 in Rocky Mount, 60 in South Hill, 65 right now in Fayetteville. Our temperatures are running in most places around 5 to almost 20 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday. Now it's going to flip-flop this afternoon. The cold front's coming through and some slightly cooler air rolls in. So yesterday our highs were at around 80, but we're looking at Goldilocks weather this afternoon in the mid 70s. I'm tracking another front that comes in on Saturday and it's going to flip-flop our temperatures again. I'll show you that coming up, kid.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL traffic center. We want to start in Durham this morning as a result of a crash that happened on the 885 southbound lanes near Cornwallis Road. You can see the huge congestion it's causing there in those southbound lanes. This is courtesy of a live traffic cam at I-885 and Cornwallis Road. Congestion is definitely building, not necessarily bumper-to-bumper traffic, which is good news to the report. And as we check our sensors this morning, you're probably looking at a 15-minute delay leaving Durham, coming into the capital city if you're heading to all points west as well. So keep that in mind as you're about to head out. Highway 70 might be an alternate route for you, just in case you want to think about an alternate route this morning. Elsewhere, this crash on the Beltline near Capitol Boulevard, we're seeing quite a bit of a slowdown this morning. And based on what we're seeing from our live traffic cam, we're thinking that this bus right here that was disabled right there on the side of the road, it's being moved right now with the tow truck just arrived and pulling away. And it looked to be like a transit bus, but that's, of course, in the clearing phase, and traffic is moving slowly, but at least it's moving there on the capital city. As we isolate the Beltline this morning, you see the usual slowdowns in the southern loop of the Beltline around Lake Wheeler Road. And similarly on the northern loop, you're looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay. So really nothing to worry about that's going to make you late. If you're heading out this morning, listen to us on the radio, 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
All right, thanks, Ken. And I-95 North is back open after a crash that closed part of the road near Hope Mills for hours this morning. State troopers responded to a tractor trailer on its side near Chickenfoot Road just before 4 a.m. The truck was burned after it caught fire in the crash. You can see it here in the video. We know at least one person was hurt. We are following up with investigators to determine conditions of everyone involved.
North Carolina lawmakers are back in Raleigh today, and they're expected to debate a second relief bill for western counties that were affected by Hurricane Helene. Sessions in the State House are happening after Governor Roy Cooper recently detailed a near $4 billion proposal. It includes money for home construction, food banks, business loans, and more. Lawmakers are expected to present their own relief plan, and that could take into account what the governor is proposing. We'll be watching for that. For developments throughout the day, you can go to NC Capital section of WRAL.com.
Today, you can help people in Western North Carolina and get into the State Fair for free at the same time. It's Hunger Relief Day, and this year, all of the food donations collected will support victims of Helene. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is at the fairgrounds this morning. Kelsey, it is a great way for families to save money and all for a good cause as well.
Michelle, this is a win-win. So if you and your family come to the fair today and bring some items, you will be able to get free entry. And I'm here with Jennifer Caslin with the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. You're going to talk to us a little bit about how folks can get in for free today.
Yeah, really easy. Just bring 6 non-perishable food items. We're asking this year for things like peanut butter crackers, granola bars, canned fruits, veggies, soups, and you get in for free. And that stuff's going to go to Western North Carolina to help our neighbors out there.
Right, because that's something that's different this year. We're doing this specifically to help our friends out west. So talk to me about the process that you guys are going through in order to get all of those goods out there.
Yeah, we'll basically take this back to our warehouse today, and we'll probably drip it out to them as they need it. But if they're ready to take the whole thing, we'll get the whole thing there. We'll get a convoy of trucks going to Asheville and Charlotte and our other sister food banks in the west that are helping to serve these neighbors.
Thank you so much. So for everyone at home to know, we will have information on our website, WRAL.com, about which items specifically they're asking for people to bring. You'll need 6 canned goods or 6 non-perishable food items in order to get in for free today. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And like she said, it is a win-win. Be sure to stop by our tent to meet members of the WRAL team while you're at the fair as well. We will be located in our usual spot on the northeast side of Dorton Arena. From 10:30 a.m. to 11:30, come by and meet Laura Levine and meteorologist Anthony Baglione. And from 2 to 3 p.m., you can meet Deborah Morgan and Gerald Owens.
Your time is 8:06. Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, is waking up in the Triangle. This is video of Walz arriving at RDU last night. He'll make several stops across North Carolina today. First, he'll visit Duke and Durham. Then he'll travel to Greenville and finally end his day in Wilmington.
Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, is making a stop in the state tomorrow. He'll hold a rally in Hoke County at Defender Ammunition in Rayford. Then he will travel to Monroe and the Charlotte area for a town hall.
Vice President Kamala Harris says she considers former President Donald Trump a fascist. And she said that during a CNN town hall last night. It comes after Tuesday's reporting from the New York Times that former President Trump's chief of staff, John Kelly, said that Trump, quote, fit the general description of a fascist. Again, those are his words. The former president posted on Truth Social calling Kelly a lowlife. Trump also had a rally in Georgia last night. And we're now going to hear how both campaigns tackled important issues to voters, including inflation.
Companies are taking advantage of the desperation and the need of the American people.
We are going to bring energy down by 50%. That is going to bring everything else down.
Now, for transparency, we heard from Harris first because her town hall was more recent than Trump's. Trump will campaign in Arizona today, while Harris will be in Georgia.
And this morning, the Durham City Council will have a big work session. Some items on today's agenda include appointing people to advisory commissions, adopting grant project ordinances for projects on affordable housing and mental health programs, and authorizing a sister city relationship with Kanshan, China. There will also be hearings for public comment on a few zoning and annexations decisions by the city. Anyone can listen into the work session online. That starts at 1 p.m.
WRAL is working to learn the condition of a child who was rushed to the hospital. That's after they nearly drowned in Wake County. The county EMS says that they responded to a home on Stapleford Lane in Fuquay-Varina last night for a possible drowning. They also said the child, again, was taken to the hospital.
And a person is dead after being hit by a train in Butner. The Granville County Sheriff's Office says it happened around 6 p.m. yesterday off of West Lyon Station Road. First responders attempted life-saving measures, but the person died at the scene. Law enforcement is investigating what happened. They have not released that person's name. And the Durham County Sheriff's Office says a juvenile is in custody after a car crashed trying to get away from a traffic stop. Deputies say they were trying to stop a suspected stolen car, and they say the driver took off before crashing at Fayetteville Road and Crooked Creek Parkway. The juvenile has minor injuries.
WRAL is working to learn if there will be any consequences for the people who threw this. You see here on your screen, this massive party caused traffic trouble in Durham for hours. This was the scene from Sky 5 showing the large crowd. And if you look closely, you can clearly see traffic backed up for miles. All of this happened at Merrick Moore Park on North Hoover Road. Durham police issued a warning saying the traffic conditions were dangerous on roads around the unpermitted party, at least those near it. We counted more than 24 DPT vehicles working to disperse the crowd and control traffic. A local church even had to cancel last night's services because the backups were so bad.
If you're on your way to church, turn around and go home. It's nothing that anyone can do but for the sake of safety, if you're on your way, if you would, turn around and go back home.
That's the pastor for Fellowship Baptist Church. He went on social media to alert his congregation about the traffic situation. So far, though, no arrests or legal consequences have been announced for the organizers of this party.
Coming up, a Holly Springs man won $1 million from Elon Musk. Why the DOJ warned Musk about the sweepstakes and possible illegality.
And a retired firefighter is working to bring relief to people who need it in Western North Carolina. This morning, you're going to hear about his efforts to get resources to destroyed first responder departments, one engine at a time.
Goldilocks weather in our forecast for today and tomorrow. But then we have some extremes over the weekend. I'll show you the timeline for the next front and which day you may want to pick to head outside.
Oh, I love this shot of Carolina Beach. What a nice view to wake up to. Thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. Your time now 8:14. We are in for another beautiful day today. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has a look around town. Little chilly, but it's going to warm up nicely.
Oh, we've got a beautiful day in our forecast again. I mean, we're looking at a completely dry run of the state fair. Last time we saw that was 2016, and just such comfortable temperatures to go along with it too. Beautiful in Fayetteville and Apex this morning. Gorgeous in Raleigh here in North Hills and Chapel Hill too, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. It's just lovely out. We have a cold front crossing the area right now, but it's completely dry. I mean, we're kind of in need of some rain actually, but it looks like our dry pattern will continue into the first part of November. This front moves on through. Ahead of a cold front, it's typically a little warmer, and behind it, usually a little cooler. As this high pressure system builds in behind the front, it's going to send air out of the north, and that's what's going to help to drop our temperatures, but just by a little bit. It's not going to be a big drop. Yesterday, we were in the low 80s, and this afternoon, 75 at the fair. On Friday, 76, and then we see the temperature bounce up a little bit on Saturday back to 81. That's when another front comes through, and I'll show you what happens behind that one coming up. Here's that Saturday front. There's a very small chance that we could see some showers, especially in our southern counties, and that would be Saturday night. So most of us would sleep through it, and it would be less than 1/10 of an inch. I mean, just, kind of not even going to happen. But behind it, our temperatures will fall into the 60s on Sunday and Monday. So that's going to be a much bigger drop in temperature. Notice there at 9 o'clock, to the east side of the front, we could see a few isolated showers there, and then the high builds in behind it, and this high is going to tap into some much cooler air and push it right into North Carolina. So that's going to change things for us over the weekend. We do remain mostly dry. You take a look at the 7-day forecast here. I mean, there's nothing green showing up over North Carolina. And we take a look at the precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, still showing dry conditions for us toward the end of October through the beginning of November. And we're looking at one of the driest Octobers on record. So far, we've had 1/100th of an inch of rain, and that ties with 1963. We're not going to be the very driest because in 2000 there was actually 0 rain. I mean, this is almost 0. It's a subtle difference. So definitely been dry. Again, potentially the second driest October on record. That puts us at about 2.3 inches behind for the month. But we had so much rain late summer and into the fall. We're looking at 5.5 inches ahead for the fall and over 11 inches for the year. We're still on track for the second wettest year on record. We're going to see warm air pushing back in by Halloween. Even though it cools down a little bit early next week, we could see our temperatures in the 70s at the start of trick-or-treat time, and we'll see dry conditions. And of course, we do have some cooler temperatures there on Sunday and Monday. And don't forget, Music for the Mountains. We're going to talk a little bit more about that coming up in just a little bit, Ken.
Well, it's been happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're staying on top of that situation in Durham and the I-885 and those southbound lanes that crashed near Cornwallis Road. You can see the huge backup it's causing for people leaving Durham this morning. This is a live look at I-885 and Cornwallis Road, and you can see the congestion right there on those southbound lanes. So keep that in mind. You're looking at a 13-minute drive if you're heading into the capital city this morning. So we'll keep an eye on that and let you know how that's going to continue to affect your morning commute. Elsewhere, this serious crash on Capitol Boulevard in the southbound lane near Falls of Neuse Road. You can see it's causing quite a bigger backup in those southbound lanes this morning. You probably might need an alternate route, maybe US 1, Capitol Boulevard might be helping you out. This crash on Lewisburg Road near I-540, it was causing a bit of a delay right now, but we're not seeing any problems in that area. Likely it's been moved off to the side of the road, which is good news this morning. Elsewhere, we're seeing the usual backups on the US 1 coming in from Apex this morning. I checked the sensors. You're looking at a maybe 10 to 15 minute delay. So if you're getting ready to head out right now, tune us in on the radio. We'll keep you updated at 101.5 HD3 anywhere in the Triangle. Also 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
A 15-year-old boy has been charged with murder after another teen's body was found in Tennessee. Authorities say the 15-year-old boy used a pocket knife to stab a 13-year-old girl multiple times. Prosecutors say the two teens met at a neighborhood swimming pool late Monday night. Two people found her body on a trail in Knoxville later Tuesday afternoon. The 15-year-old faces second-degree murder charges.
Elon Musk is giving away $1 million every day, and the latest winner is this man here, Andy from Holly Springs. The money goes to a random registered voter who signed the petition for Musk's Political Action Committee. Musk is an outspoken supporter for former President Donald Trump. The billionaire started his sweepstakes last year, and that means 17 people will win $1 million. The DOJ, though, is warning this sweepstakes might actually be illegal. Federal law prohibits paying people to register to vote. To sign the petition, you must be registered to vote in specific states.
American Airlines is testing out new technology to catch people trying to board ahead of their boarding crew. Reports say the airline is testing out an audible signal that will alert the gate attendant when a passenger tries to cut the line. Anyone who tries to board early will be sent back and will have to wait until their group is called. The new system is being tested at airports in Virginia and New Mexico. And it's time to start thinking about getting your updated COVID-19 vaccine, especially for people 65 and older. The CDC is now recommending a second dose of the season's vaccine to be taken 6 months after you got the first dose. The agency says it's important for everyone to stay up to date on their COVID-19 vaccine, especially older people and those with weakened immune systems.
A retired firefighter is on a mission to help people who lost nearly everything from Helene. Irene Snyder tells us about the man collecting firefighting supplies and trucks to drive to North Carolina and Tennessee.
They're my brothers and sisters, so I know they're all standing there with nothing right now. And being a firefighter, you know that's like the worst feeling in the world.
Franco Malanga is a retired firefighter on a mission to help those who lost nearly everything. He's helping to garner extra firefighting supplies for departments in Tennessee and North Carolina, ravaged by Hurricane Helene.
When we saw that all the firefighters and EMS and police were wiped out, we kind of mobilized, and then I connected with City Vaca and then a bunch of my friends. We raised a bunch of money. We got these fire trucks donated, and now we're just trying to get them shipped over there.
They've already sent over some items. Now Malanga is driving this truck over himself, which will be carrying more needed supplies.
And we're trying to get more engines, more equipment. We have probably $500,000 worth of surplus fire equipment that we want to get into the hands of our firefighters over there. So that's our goal, is to raise some money to get this stuff all shipped over there and put into their hands.
He's partnering with the Give a Sip Foundation, which is sending plenty of water.
We Give a Sip Foundation supplies clean, potable water. So, the play is, whenever there's a disaster or people in need, we just pull up, we help, whatever it is. We're working on putting some trucks together right now that can pull up at the end of neighborhoods, plumb dirty water into clean water, connect into the houses and get it to them. Or whether you're on a mountaintop and we got to helicopter it into you, water is our main mission.
So far, they've already sent 270-gallon totes of water, and they're nowhere near done yet. What they really need now are donations to help them get even more supplies and trucks to those who need them.
Helping people has been a main thing in my life, and I love helping it. And now it feels great to really help people that really care, that really need it, that can change lives, save lives.
That was Irene Snyder reporting. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is practicing with the team again after suffering a concussion in Week 2. Tagovailoa suited up for the first time yesterday. The team is aiming for him to start Sunday against Arizona if he can complete the NFL's concussion protocol in time.
And week 8 of the 2024 NFL season gets underway tonight. The LA Rams will host the Minnesota Vikings at SoFi Stadium tonight at 8:15. And of course, Fox 50 and WRAL. Folks, we got you covered for Sunday Night Football. Big NFC South game that's going to be starting there. The Falcons and the Bucs kick off at 1 Sunday on Fox 50. And for Sunday Night Football on WRAL, this is an old school matchup. We have the Cowboys at the 49ers. Kickoff for that is at 8:20.
And today, the New York Liberty will celebrate their first WNBA championship with a ticker tape parade. Seafoam green will fill the Canyon of Heroes in New York City this morning at 10 a.m. 2 million people watched as the team won their first title in overtime against the Minnesota Lynx on Sunday. It was the most watched WNBA Finals game in 25 years.
WNBA definitely having a moment right now. It's pretty cool. It's a return to the picket line for thousands of Boeing workers. Hear what they're asking for and why they feel the company's latest offer not good enough for them.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Another beautiful day for today. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner showing us what it feels like right now.
Yeah, these days just keep on coming. This one's a little bit warmer this morning than we were yesterday. 58 in Wilson, and the whirligigs are spinning around a little bit. A front's crossing our area right now, so a little breezy to start the day. 57 in Durham, 65 in Fayetteville. We are pretty much cloud-free, and we're going to be rain-free, it looks like, through the end of the fair. Temperatures this morning, 55 in Lewisburg, 60 in Southern Pines, 65 in Fayetteville, 60 in South Hill, and that's a good bit warmer than this time yesterday. Comfortable this afternoon with highs in the mid-70s with lots of sunshine, Ken.
Now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we're seeing the usual congestion building on the belt line, as well as those 87 lanes coming in from Knightdale today. That crash on 885 this morning in the southbound lanes, definitely in the clearing phase. You're only looking at a 3-minute delay. That was in double digits about a half hour ago. Coming into the capital city, here's what you're looking at. The real trouble spot, 11 minutes coming in from Wake Forest this morning, 7 minutes on those 87 lanes coming in from Knightdale this morning. You're looking at an 8-minute delay if you're coming in from US 1 in the Apex area. I have another update at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
Thanks, Ken. Today is one of the busiest days at the North Carolina State Fair. It's Smithfield Foods Hunger Relief Day, where fairgoers receive free admission by donating 6 cans of non-perishable food items. Donations will help with Helene relief in western North Carolina. And North Carolina lawmakers are expected to debate a second relief bill for the western counties damaged by Helene. Lawmakers are expected to present their own relief plan, which may or may not take into account Governor Cooper's $3.9 billion proposal. Next on Fox 50, the update on some major school issues from Durham public school leaders.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
It's a comfortable start out there this morning. A little warmer than yesterday, mid to upper 50s, even some mid 60s showing up. We'll talk about a couple of fronts and how that will affect your temperatures through the weekend.
And Durham public school leaders are providing an update on major issues that we've been following for months. The update we're expecting to get today about teacher pay raises and the bus driver shortage.
Plus, it is Hunger Relief Day at the State Fair. We're going to talk about your donation and how it'll help people recovering from Helene. It's a good deal, right? You bring some cans, you get in free at the fair. It's a good deal to go for, folks. Thanks for joining us here on WRAL News and Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Another beautiful start to the day. We've been saying it all morning. It's going to be a beautiful day for the next couple of days. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look over Apex. I mean, just gorgeous temperatures.
It feels so good out there. Our temperatures are in the mid 50s to mid 60s, depending on where you are. We have all this sunshine, but it is a bit breezy. A cold front swinging through, and it'll drop our temperatures a little bit for the this afternoon. But look at this, 57 right now, dew point of 52, and that's warmer than we've seen really all week. So warmest morning this week so far. 60 in Southern Pines, 60 in South Hill, 58 in Rocky Mount, and 55 in Goldsboro right now. Running anywhere from around 5 to around 15 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So that's a big jump. It's going to be breezy as we get through the morning hours into the afternoon, but then once we get into the evening, that wind should start to die down a bit. And your state fair planner just looking beautiful. Again, a little breezy this morning, but a little less wind this afternoon. High temperatures are in the mid 70s. Now the weekend's going to be interesting. We're going to see a warmer day Saturday and a cooler day Sunday. We'll talk about the timeline of the front and who could see a little rain coming up.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. I want to go ahead and start with what that situation was in Durham and I-885 in those southbound lanes. This crash seems to be in the clearing phase right now. Of course, we're seeing a congestion building on the northbound lane heading into the Bold City this morning. As we head outside, we're going to show you exactly what's going on. This is what we're talking about. These are the folks on those southbound lanes of I-885. You can see the huge congestion building there. If you're coming into the capital city, you might want to use Highway 70 as an alternate route because you're looking at a 13-minute delay right now. About 15 minutes ago, that was down to 3 minutes. So things are definitely fluctuating there on those 885 lanes and north and south in and out of the Bold City this morning. Also around the Triangle and surrounding communities, a couple of instances I want to bring your attention to. This crash right here on Capitol Boulevard near Falls of News cleared just a little while ago, but you can still see the lingering delays in that area. But by the time you get out there, if you're heading out there and that's part of your commute, things should have cleared up by then. This is another crash on Lewisburg Road near I-540. It was causing a bit of a delay, but as you can see from our sensors, not causing any problems this morning. We are seeing a little bit of a slowdown in those US 1 coming in from Apex this morning. I just checked the sensors, maybe a 5-minute delay. But if you're getting ready to head out, you can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle at 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Folks, look at your screen right here. I-95 North is back open after a crash closed part of the road near Hope Mills for hours this morning. You see the damage in this video? State troopers responded to a tractor trailer on its side near Chickenfoot Road just before 4 a.m. The truck was burned after it caught fire in this crash. We know at least one person was injured, and WRAL is following up with investigators to determine how everyone is doing this morning.
North Carolina lawmakers are back in Raleigh today. They're expected to debate a second relief bill for the western counties that were ravaged by Hurricane Helene. Sessions in the Republican-led House and Senate come a day after Democratic Governor Roy Cooper detailed a $3.9 billion proposal. It includes funds for home construction, food banks, business loans, and more. Lawmakers are expected to present their own relief plan, which may or may not take into account what the governor is proposing. For developments throughout the day, you can go to the NC Capital section of WRAL.com.
Today, you can help people in Western North Carolina at the State Fair while also saving your family some money. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from the fairgrounds. And Kelsey, Hunger Relief Day is one of the busiest days because you can get in free as long as you bring a donation.
Yes, Chris, you and your family can get in for free today if you bring 6 canned goods or 6 non-perishable food items. You can just go through any one of the gates here at the fair, and then there's a truck there that you'll be able to see. And all of the items that you bring, we put on those trucks and then sent to Western North Carolina. So we'll give you a look at video from last year's Hunger Relief Day. This year's initiative will be a little different because all of the items collected will go towards helping people who are in need after Helene. The Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina has over 600 volunteers every year to collect food at the State Fair. This is one of the largest one-day food drives in our state. So this is a list of items that we're going to show you right now that people should donate. Large jars of peanut butter and jelly, chicken, tuna or salmon in pouches or cans, dried or canned fruit, crackers and granola bars. They're also requesting ravioli and any other ready-to-eat meals. So if you want more information about what items you can donate, just go to our website, WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And hey, be sure to stop by our tent to meet members of the WRAL team while you're at the fair. We'll be located in our usual spot on the northeast side of Dorton Arena. From 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., you can go and see Laura Levine and meteorologist Anthony Baglione. Then, from 2 to 3 p.m., meet Deborah Morgan and Gerald Owens. Tonight, Durham Public School leaders will give an update about two important issues: staff pay and the bus driver shortage. Staff will give an update on the new supplements and pay rates some employees will receive. They'll also address why the change in pay is taking longer than expected for those employees. Then the board will give an update on the bus driver shortage in the district. They're working to hire more bus drivers while decreasing the demand for students who need to ride the bus. And that meeting gets started at 6:30 tonight.
Tim Walz will make several campaign stops in North Carolina today. The Democratic vice presidential hopeful is waking up in the Triangle after arriving at RDU last night. Today, Walz will make stops at Duke and Durham, then Greenville, and also Wilmington.
Should also mention First Lady Jill Biden will be in North Carolina tomorrow. She'll visit Asheville, Fayetteville, and Cary to encourage early voters. She made a stop in Wilmington in July.
And Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, is making a stop in the state tomorrow as well. He'll hold a rally in Hoke County at Defender Ammunition in Rayford. Then he will travel to Monroe in the Charlotte area for a town hall.
Folks, you can plan your vote with the WRAL Voters Guide. Just enter your address to find a sample ballot for your area, our Q&A with candidates, and check your voter registration, plus early voting times and places. Just go to WRAL.com and search the word vote.
Boeing will head back to the picket lines this morning after they rejected the company's latest contract offer. It extends the nearly 6-week strike that's halted most of the company's aircraft production. That's a huge financial blow for Boeing. Experts predict it could face bankruptcy if the problem is not resolved soon. Boeing's latest contract offer of a 35% raise over 4 years was better than its last one of 25%, but many union members say they want more, including the return of pensions.
A political court case that has stirred controversy for years is back on the docket this morning, and this could have big implications for you, taxpayers and voters. New arguments are expected in a 2018 case that challenges decisions by the state legislature. The NAACP says for years the legislature was so racially gerrymandered that lawmakers lost their ability to claim to represent the entire state. The group hopes to use that argument to turn back constitutional amendments. Those make it harder for lawmakers to raise taxes and require voter identification at the polls. A hearing is scheduled this morning in Wake County Superior Court.
Officials say organized crime from South America could be responsible for a robbery at a home in Cary. Someone stole $18,000 in cash and $33,000 in jewelry from a home in Cary earlier this year. According to a police search warrant, the woman who lives there went to pick up her child from school. She got home 45 minutes later and found that someone broke in. Security cameras did not pick any of it up, and police found a crumpled piece of paper in the backyard with a star on the location of the victim's home.
When you see on the news regularly about foreign gangs that are coming into and it's typically you see it in big cities, like where there's a lot more population and apartments and things like that, but you haven't really seen that out in a community yet.
And this is similar to a separate set of robberies in North Raleigh going back to 2022. They used special equipment to rob at least 20 homes. Police eventually arrested 4 men connected to a Chilean organized crime group.
Today is the last day people in Western North Carolina can apply for a disaster relief assistance program. It's called DSNAP. It stands for Disaster Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program. The program is a one-time benefit to help families afford food. People who have suffered loss or damages from Helene are eligible for this. You can find out how to apply at the website right there on your screen.
Coming up, a Raleigh man is asking for an apology after his dog was hit and killed by a work truck. How it happened and why neighbors say this is not the first incident that's caused concern.
Plus, goldfish? Nah, more like old fish. We are showing you the temporary rebrand and explaining why the snack is smiling back with a new name. All right, breathe in, breathe out. As we look at this beautiful scene at White Lake here this morning, clear waters, clear skies, couldn't ask for a nicer day to wake up to. And I tell you what, if you like the time right now, you're definitely gonna like it if you're going out to the state fair today. We've got meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner getting you a look at RDU, also pretty calm and quiet over there today.
I love this shot because you can see so much of this beautiful blue sky. Not a cloud in the sky here, at least right over the airport right now. And our temperatures are a little warmer than they've been so far this week. We started Monday morning with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, and we're in the 50s to 60s right now, which feels great out there. I mean, you know, a light jacket you might still want, especially because it's going to be a little breezy through the morning hours. We'll climb to 75 this afternoon, making for a beautiful day at the State Fair. Our high this afternoon, 75 in Raleigh, 73 in Durham, and 80 in Fayetteville. Wind gust forecast about 15 to 20 this morning, but once we get into the afternoon, gradually we'll see those winds beginning to taper off, but it may be a little breezy on through at least the early part of the afternoon. Matter of fact, you can see the flags flying here as we take a live look at the State Fairgrounds. Everything looking lovely this morning. We have this lovely also photo from Karen Horner that she took at the State Fair. Gorgeous. You can see the monarch butterfly there and the State Fair. If you don't know about the garden area, if you've never been there, it's kind of a nice respite from the rest of the hustle and bustle of the fair. It's really pretty there. It's something that the grown-ups like. WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and you can send us your photos. At the State Fair, the next several days, weather's great. 75 for today, 76 Friday, and 81 on Saturday. We still look rain-free for the most part for the State Fair. We're going to talk about Saturday's front, though. This morning, we're a bit on the warmer side, but this afternoon, we'll see some slightly cooler air moving through, so mid-70s, it'll feel fantastic. Ahead of Saturday's front, a little bit warmer during the day, and then on Sunday, we'll see some much cooler air that comes through. Pretty big difference between Saturday and Sunday. 71 is our normal high, but we'll be at 81 on Saturday. So both days should be nice and bright, not looking at a big chance of rain with this front. So it kind of depends. Do you like it warmer or do you like it cooler? I mean, either day will be great to head outside. But let's take a look at Futurecast and we'll roll it through and you can see a little bit of an increase in the cloud cover. There is the